Hi everyone, Ellen Jaffe Jones, and I wanted to talk to you straight on camera as I'm told I should do. And in the advice that I get, one of the things I heard was you're supposed to have like a neutral background and just talk straight on, like be up close to the camera like this. But you know, it's hard to do it. First of all, I'm actually involved in a project now where I am doing a virtual Zoom reunion for my high school class of 50 years, that's right. Most of us are going to be turning 69 this year. So it's, you know, I'm doing these interviews, and of course, Princess is walking in and out of frame and looking out the window as you just saw her for Daddy to come home. So it's hard not to include her in what I'm doing, as well as sitting in front of this. As I've done these interviews, and that sort of has been my role with the class, is doing 20 to 40 minute interviews with people to catch people up. And the reason I'm doing this is because we were going to have, they wanted to pick a few people out who they thought had the most interesting lives, or however you define that, however we define success, kind of a crazy idea, right? And so instead of getting just 2 minutes on a 2-hour show with a bunch of us just saying, okay, I've done this, this, and this, we decided that they would let me, with my television background of 18 years as an investigative and consumer reporter, to go ahead and interview people. And it's been a huge success, because I'm not trying to be the heavy-handed reporter here. I'm just asking people, what have you been doing the last 50 years of your life? So fascinating stuff. We've had some actresses, producers for the mainstream media, and it's interesting how many of us, we had such a strong background in English and writing and performing. Many of us were in drama. I was actually the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz. So we were doing lots of different things that kind of threw us in the arena, threw us outside our comfort zone, and it has served many of us quite well later in life. But the main reason I wanted to do this sit-down interview here in front of all these age group awards, 237 of them to be exact as of this past weekend, that I've placed in my age group in 5K races or longer since 2006. The reason I wanted to do this, and I want to keep doing it, to reinforce the idea that I am a better real estate agent, a better realtor, as a result of not only going to all these races, which I don't always place in, but the result of placing in these races, because it means I am dogged and determined to overcome all kinds of obstacles. And one thing about doing all these high school reunions is we all have our stuff. It's amazing to me to find out how many people really couldn't stand a certain teacher. And I thought, oh, you were the teacher's pet. And, you know, come to find out, there's like, you know, as you can imagine, this was before Title IX. This was before sex discrimination was ever any kind of thing. There was one woman who talked about a teacher who came up to her and said, you know, you have, your skirt is too high and you have thunder thighs and you shouldn't even be wearing this kind of skirt. And then in front of the class used a tape measure to show that she was in violation of the dress code. I remember my mother was called too to come up and get me because I was wearing perts, which was shorts, long shorts with a 4-paneled skirt around it. So, you know, you could actually see the shorts. We were not allowed to wear shorts to school. So times have changed, fortunately, over 50 years, but it's made us tougher and determined, because I was not able to run. As I've done these interviews with people, they're going like, what is all that? We didn't know you were a runner in high school. Of course not, because there was no after-school intramurals for girls except field hockey and home economics. And oh, by the way, because the music teacher told me that I could not perform with the singing, there were 3 different singing groups, and I was in the highest one, the most competitive one. Couldn't perform in the Christmas concert because I was on crutches from a 2-month-old high school trampoline injury. My mother, who always let me fight my own battles, went up to school on that one, got me in the performance, but the next year, surprise, surprise, we had to audition again all over, and I didn't get into the high school singing group. But as a result, I took home economics, and I hated it, and almost poisoned the teacher with undercooking the stuffed artichokes, left the spines in, and you're not supposed to do that. But at any rate, we had a performance by a musical group called Up With People. I thought they were a bunch of John Birchers, very conservative, and I skipped the performance, but a cast member came to our class afterwards, invited us to come to the main performance in downtown St. Louis. I went to try and find that woman to thank her, and instead ran into another woman who said, "Who's here for interviews?" And I said, "Of course," and ended up spending the next 2 years traveling with this incredible musical group, people from all over the world, 40 different countries. Music was the international language. It eventually got the group into China and Russia. And it was an amazing experience, 2 years of traveling around the world, which set me up to do media interviews. I was often interviewed by TV and radio, and that kind of sealed the deal for my television career. So point being is, when life gives you a lemon, turn it into lemonade. And the fact that I can keep running at this age tells you how much I was determined once I had the opportunity to run and compete. And I am just that tough when it comes to negotiating. I don't take no for an answer. I am persistent, and I always work in a professional way with my customers to get them the best deal they can. And in this kind of a market, when there's not a lot of inventory, you want somebody who not only can find you a deal and doesn't give up, but if you're selling a home, certainly you want somebody who's on your side and has all the social media presence that I do from my past life as a journalist, to get you exposure and to get you, again, the best deal you can on your house, and to get people interested, because you won't get the best deal if you don't go after all different resources and different ways of getting people to find where you are. So Princess is saying, "Mom, it's really time for dinner, so could you please wrap it up?" Such a precious little girl here. Anyway, also, one of the things about the work that I've done is finding animal-friendly types of places, and I've had a deal fall through just because one residence would not take 3 animals, only 2. So, finding out that kind of information before you get into the negotiating process is very important, and I love asking all the questions to find out what people really want in their home. And it's so important to use the 2 ears that we were given and listen with those, and do less with the chatter mouth that we sometimes can use. So it's time now to tend to the dog's needs. And if I can help you in any way, please do let me know below. And if you have any questions, please also let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because I like it that you're here, and I'm happy to help you any way I can in the Sarasota area, or in Southwest Florida for that matter. So I'm holding the microphone stand and everything down here because Princess is getting very rowdy. When she wants to play, she wants to play. And it's almost like having a 2-year-old again. All right, everyone. Gotta run. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.